Hello, my beautiful people. How you all doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are watching from. Guys, we are here again. For those of you that are always coming back to watch our videos, thank you so much for always doing that. And if this is the first time of coming across my video, you are highly welcome. Guys, some of us woke up this morning to see a video where KO came up to say that her naturalization application was abandoned. And we begin to wonder what must have caused this abandonment. Now, remember, in some of KO's video, she did mention that she paid JD 50,000 during their marriage divorce. And I begin to wonder, what is the reason? Sometimes, some marriage is a sham. But let's educate ourselves on why immigration can abandon your naturalization or your citizenship. I want you to listen to this very, very educative session. Let's listen.
Guys, I want to explain something about getting U.S. naturalization or citizenship as a married man or woman. So the issue here is that there are two things after getting your green card, depending on how your green card. If you got your green card through marriage, then you can go through a shortcut, as they call it, getting your citizenship or naturalization in 3 years. But if you got your green card normally, that is as an independent applicant, then it takes you 5 years to get your citizenship. So, but what I'm going to dwell in is getting your citizenship through marriage. The issue here is that if you got your green card through marriage, then you will only qualify to get the citizenship in 3 years if you remain in that marriage within the 3 years that you are supposed to qualify to get your citizenship. If you get divorced before that 3 years, then you are no longer qualified to get citizenship in 3 years. Though you can still get it, but not in 3 years. What happens here is this. The American immigration, who will interview you when you go to or when you apply for your citizenship within 3 years, if you got your green card through marriage, we want you to prove that you are in a stable marriage. And being in a stable marriage means that you will still be married to your husband or your wife. If you are no longer married to your husband or your wife, then it will become something difficult for you, because you need to really convince the immigration officer who will interview you that your marriage was not a sham or fake marriage. This, I mean that you did not just get married because you want to, ride on that marriage to get your citizenship. That is the only thing that you needed to achieve. In that case, you never plan to stay in that marriage. So you need to prove this to the immigration officer that will interview you. So if you are not able to prove this, then you may not be able to get the citizenship.
How do you prove it?
You know, so, and you can prove it in so many ways, but the most the simple ways you can do that is, one, you have joint bank account with your partner or your husband or your wife, or you bought house together, so you have a joint ownership of properties. You know, these are simple ways people prove, because when you go into a marriage sincerely and you are doing things as couple in Western world, these are things you do together. You own, you run your manage your money together as a couple, so you have a joint account, or you buy properties together, you know, and pay the mortgage as a couple. The other way you can prove that your marriage was not a sham is maybe you guys, you and your partner or husband and wife went through marriage counseling, you know, when you were going through the process of divorce. If you recorded it or you have documents to support or to show that you people went through this process, that is a good way of showing that your marriage was not a sham, because when you were having the problem that led to the divorce, you tried everything possible to save the marriage, but it was not possible to save the marriage. So, and that is a good document to submit to immigration. If you don't have any of these documents to prove, then the immigration officer may not tell you that they are suspecting that your marriage is a sham, but because of that, they will not approve your application. And if you refuse to submit any of these documents, then it is assumed that you have abandoned your application. So they will say that your application for citizenship or naturalization has been abandoned, you know, because it's as good as not appearing, you know. But you can still get the citizenship. But the thing is that you cannot get it in 3 years. You can still get it in 5 years. But getting it in 5 years still need you to prove that the marriage you use in getting the green card was not a sham marriage, you know. And if you cannot prove that, then it will still be difficult for you to get the citizenship in 5 years, because any house that is built on a faulty foundation, you know, cannot stand. So if you lied and got married, fake marriage, to get green card, then it will be difficult for you to prove to immigration so that they will be able to accept that your green card, which they gave to you, and now give you citizenship on top of that. But people that are lucky to have had children in that marriage or relationship can still get it in 5 years, because your children are now American citizens through their mother or their father, depending which of the two you are. So if you are a mother and the father of your children is an American citizen, automatically your children are American citizens too. And for the fact that your children are American citizens, you will get your citizenship, but not in 3 years, you know, but in 5 years. So these are some of the things that people have to understand, because it's very common for people to know that they are not really interested in a relationship or in a marriage, but for the fact that they are looking forward to getting documents, they just go into marriage either as a man or as a woman. But you have to be patient and stay in that marriage, and be able to meet the threshold of the requirement which the law stipulates for you to graduate to the next level of the document or documentation. So that is just what I want to explain here. So I believe that this explanation is very simple and well understood, because there are stories going about in social media of people, a Nigerian lady that got divorced, in her marriage, and even after getting divorced, she was applying for citizenship within the 3 years threshold. That will not stand because she is no longer in that marriage, so she cannot get the citizenship. And unfortunately, she may not have any document to submit because as far as I know, she has no joint ownership of properties with her ex-husband, and they were not having a joint account together during the marriage, So, and in that case, she has no document to submit to immigration. So when they requested for her to prove that her marriage was not a sham, she was not able to do that. That means that she abandoned the application. So she has to wait until after 5 years before she will now reapply, possibly riding on the back of the children who are American citizens through the ex-husband. So she shouldn't lose hope. But the fact still remains that, when you do certain things, you have to be careful, because she knew she did not want to stay in that marriage, but got married to that innocent young man because she wanted to ride on the guy to get American citizen. So I hope this is clear, and you guys will understand the explanation I have put forward. Thank you very much for listening. And if you have any question, you can, put it down on the comment section, and we will be able to respond to them as quickly as possible. Thank you, and have a good day.